O'Brien in Ireland said, I love Jill Stalin. Forgive me for the accent. And then I said back, I do too, and I like your sister's new blonde hair. That's exactly what I said. And guess what? Should I use this mic? Am I here? Okay. It's free! It's free! Did I say it's free? Young people don't have a lot of money. Lila had $200 when she launched out on this. Less than $200. I didn't want to make you sound like too much of a loser, okay? She had less than $200. By the way, my goal is to offend everyone in the entire panel. The film Paranormal Activity, I don't recommend that you see it, okay? The first film, Paranormal Activity, grossed worldwide $165 million. A full-length Hollywood film, you know how much it cost to make? $15,000. $15,000. There is so much opportunity, and you know what? We're going to give you, before we take questions, start social networking about our die-in at the Santa Monica Promenade, 1:30. Let's see how many people you can get out. Start inviting friends now. You have 48 hours to build a massive crowd out there. Okay, wait a minute. We're going to do a quick project right now. Stand up, Brian. Grab your mic. Grab the mic. Here's what we need to do. Listen
One
to Brian.
person, we need a volunteer from Survivors. One person to get on your laptop as soon as you can and create a Facebook event about the page. Do we have that? Somebody going to do it? That way later
We're not going to follow you home.
Angelique is going to create a Facebook event, and later on today we'll give you the exact address on Facebook, so that way you can start promoting the Facebook event, invite all your friends, and then hashtag, Twitter, hashtag LA Die-In. LA Die-In. So everybody, when you tweet about it for the next couple of days, LA
How about
Die-In.
Santa Monica?
That's a long hashtag.
Is it too long? Okay.
LA Die-In.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, we want to, we have our beautiful mic person up here. Any questions that you have? If you have any questions, you're not going to get a better panel than this. We'll take the next few moments. Any questions, just slip up your hand and we'll get a chance to address you, okay? So, okay, it has to be the person in the very last row. Stay up here, stay up here. Come on, run it up. Person, you come running up.
Hey, as he comes up, we wanted to say something. I noticed all of a sudden we're getting lots of friend requests on Facebook for us. One of the things is our Facebook pages are so full, I literally cannot accept anymore. All three of us have fan pages. Please put a like onto one of those because we put the same information up. So I know that Facebook will not allow me to add another friend. So go to our fan pages, and it's the same. It's not about being a fan of something. It's just literally so you can get the information.
By the way, I only have 3,700 friends, so please friend me, okay? Right, so,
Loser.
Go ahead. I am a loser.
Hey, my name's Dan Markham. I'm from Survivors. And my question is, what do you find to be the best tool? Is it YouTube, Facebook? Which one is it? Which one's the best? Or is it blogs? The best social media tool for reaching out with the pro-life message. Thank you.
Just feel, you can feel it out. Here, why don't you go down to O'Brien?
Personally, I think that right now the most effective is Facebook. I think that's the most effective to get the most out, but I think you have to use them all. You have to cross-pollinate, use Twitter, use your blogs, use them all. If I do a blog post, I know I'll then put a Facebook post about my new blog post and send people over there. But I think that Facebook is sort of right now the best tool. That could change 30 minutes from now. Somebody can launch a new thing that'll be the new thing. But I personally think right now Facebook is one of the best tools for that.
And before Lila answers, if you have a question, why don't you come forward? So if you have a question, come up to the front. Lila, just feel free.
I second that.
Okay.
I'll just add that every one of those components of new media and social media has its place. And so Facebook is burgeoning, Twitter, but then there is a place for blogging, especially when you're trying to reach the mainstream media and they need comments for something and they know that you're a pro-lifer, then that's a good place for them to go. So it's just personal taste and talent.
And to show how the media has changed, 30 years ago, you would never be quoted in the press or on television at all unless the reporter talked to you directly. Now they take right from your Facebook, from your web pages, from everything else. It's really, it's the revolution. Looking at over 38 years, it's like night and day. Yes?
So my name is Molly Sheehan. I just was wondering, like a lot of the time there's girls on like Yahoo Answers or on YouTube who will be asking, you know, I don't know, should I get an abortion? And what is the best thing to say to them in that instance? Because you don't really have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of words to answer. So what would be the best, most effective thing to say to them?
I think that's an awesome question. What do we do when we do have the opportunity to talk to somebody who's saying they're considering an abortion? And I don't think that there's a best answer. I think there are several good answers. And I think that, first of all, I would encourage you to pray to the Holy Spirit before you comment, or for that person as you're commenting. But the first thing I would do is make sure that they know that there are people there that want to help them. And do the work for them and find out where they're living if you can, and find a local pregnancy center that they can get connected with it, and give them a phone number or an address. Give them at least the phone number and the address if you can get that as well, to connect them with someone, with a place they can go for those resources. And then say that this is a decision, that how the decision will affect them. Remind them that it's a human life. You can comment, you can link it to the Here's the Blood, you can link it to websites that have resources for pregnant women that are national, and then they can find information about how abortion hurts women, what it does to negatively impact women. But I would make sure that you do the research and recommend a center close to them that is there for them, that can help them. And do that research for them, and make sure you also say that you're there for them, that you care about them, you care about their baby, and you want to help them find the resources that they need, because this is a human life, and abortion is only going to stay with them the rest of their life and hurt them. So remind them how it hurts them, remind them that this is their child, remind them that there are people that want to help them, direct them to those resources, and say that you're there for them. You want to do whatever you can to help them. Those are just some ideas.
Yeah, I totally agree with Lila. Just to reinforce what she said, that many girls and women get abortions because they think that they're alone and they feel that they're forced into it. And so a simple thing that you can say to them to launch is, you can do this. And like Lila said, I will be there to help you, and all of the other hints that Lila gave. But start out by saying that you can do this, you can do the right thing, you can have your baby, and help them feel like they're not alone.
And you would be amazed at the response. I'm not going to ask for a show of hands because I don't want to embarrass anyone, but there are probably many of your Facebook friends that don't even know that you're pro-life. And so if you just say, this is what I'm at this weekend, you stimulate this extraordinary conversation that's going on. Just to talk the power of YouTube, Ray Comfort launched this thing, 180, probably many of you. It's over 1 million views already. Just 1 million people. 1 million. I mean, that cheesy It's Friday song got like 100 million views. You know what I mean? So like that rock anthem that they dance to, if you go on YouTube, 226 million views. And so this offers, on a scale of 1 to 10, looking in the movement, and I see Chris and Troy was just here. We haven't, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're not even at 1 yet. Was that a question?
I do have one more thing to add to that.
Sure.
One of the things that I've noticed, if you are going to be someone that's going to go on there and look for situations like that, and I know a lot of people that spend time looking for those kind of things on there so they can minister to those people. One of the things that I've always suggested is create an email address specifically for that. Because if you were willing to give a woman, say, hey, listen, here's my personal email address. Let's talk. You can email me. You can contact me anytime. If you make that personal connection with them, it really will help in building that relationship. You may not want to give out your main email. Go to Yahoo and just create an email address just specifically for that, if that's going to be your type of ministry. That way they can always contact you.
Yes. Any other questions? We don't want to prolong. Yeah, come up. If you have a question, you got to come up because we're working on it a little bit. If you have a question, come on up right now. Come on down! Okay, let's come. And then we're going to shut the door here. So, yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Josh Evans from Atlanta. It's commonly said that there's no such thing as bad publicity or no such thing as bad press. Would you say that that is accurate in the pro-life movement?
Ask Congressman Weiner. But anyway.
I don't want to tweet him anything.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to answer no. I think that in the pro-life movement, as long as you are doing what's right, okay? You are doing what's right. You're compassionately, lovingly, boldly, bravely standing for life, speaking truth, not violence, speaking truth, not hurt into people's lives, exposing the truth, whatever it is, however you're involved. I know for live action, I have experienced personally and with my organization the worst smears. Sites have been developed that are solely to attack us, all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, even the attacks on us have been used, I think, for good, because it always connects people to us. And they hear about these videos that are out there, they hear about this group that's out there, these students that are out there, these young people, this mission, and people have the opportunity to think again, to access that information just by doing a simple search, or sometimes it's even linked. So whenever I've gotten the opportunity to talk to somebody in the media, I always take it or give it to someone on our team, because we always want coverage. And people will twist things, people will smear you, people will do this and that, but I think at the end of the day, people talking means that they're thinking, and means that other people are going to think, and it gives you the opportunity to respond.
That's good.
Yeah, I would say that in the world that we're in, the culture that we're in, that you should expect bad press. I don't expect good press. I'm pleasantly surprised when I get good press. And hitchhiking on what Lila said, you should, every time media calls you, you should take the call, because sometimes they really aren't mean, they just don't get our culture at all. And so if you talk to them and explain to them a little bit more, we're like foreign people to them, and explain to them a little bit more, there's a chance that you can get through to them.
And the power of the new media, when a story comes out badly, you can explain to your people exactly what happened, and you can be your own journalist. You can be your own newspaper editor, your own publisher, your own TV producer, which never could have happened before. All right, we want to get these 3 questions in, and then we have to move quickly.
I just wanted to ask, how do you answer to negative comments that people say against pro-choice people negatively commenting on your pages or your blogs?
I can start with that. For me, I noticed every time I post something, I'm expecting somebody who's pro-abortion to come on and try to throw out, rabbit trails and different arguments and stuff. I just try to always bring it back to the point. I try to always bring it back to the purpose of the post in the first place, is the personhood of the child in the womb. And that's really what I try to do. I try to always bring it. Don't let them drag you down side roads. Don't let them drag you down rabbit trails with emotional arguments to do that. Bring it right back to the point, the fact that every single child in the womb is a human person. That's usually what I'm posting about, is stuff like that when I'm doing the arguments. And if you bring it back to that, they can't win. There is no argument against the fact that the child in the womb is a human being. There's just nothing scientifically that they can prove otherwise. So I say don't try to answer all of their rabbit trails. Don't try to go off onto all of that. Just bring it back to the point and own the conversation. You own the conversation, and that's what my advice would be.
And how you answer sometimes is more important than what you answer. Showing a spirit of love, because they have preconceived ideas of who we are, right-wing extremists, hateful, this and that. And when you answer lovingly and in an honest manner, I've had so many people say to me, well, Reverend Mahoney, I don't agree with you, but I appreciate how you responded. So how we responded, Christ is just as concerned in fact, more concerned on how we do something than what we do, because we can do something with the right thing, but with the wrong motivation. So how we respond is really important.
Yeah, 3 quick things, dovetailing what you said. Hold yourself to the highest standard of kindness. So never sink to any of the levels that might go on out there. Always speak clearly, kindly, compassionately, boldly, but with that compassion. Secondly, don't be afraid to delete comments. If it's on your page and someone's saying bad words or things like this, you can delete that and just respectfully say, on this page, I want a respectful discussion. I don't want those comments or those personal attacks. Don't go crazy just deleting everybody who disagrees with you, but you can use that power if you're controlling the medium. And then the last thing, which I forget what it is, so Jill, do you have anything to say?
A Rick Perry moment.
Oh, good one, Jill.
Too soon.
To answer that question, I let everybody comment on my blog, pro-choice or pro-life, and the other side will not let our side comment. And I think that I'm confident that there are people who are paid to come to our blogs full-time and wreak havoc. So those people, there's that segment that you're never going to convince, but it's good for us to practice. It's good for us to hone our debating skills on those people, and also bear in mind that there are people reading those comments that aren't commenting, that are learning from how you're responding to them, and we're converting that way too.
That's a great point. Far more people are reading. That's really an excellent point.
Sorry, I remembered real quick. Don't let it personally affect you. I've gotten messages from people who are like, they hate me now, and my life is over, and my friend hates me, or whatever. Nobody hates you. I mean, people might have an emotion of hate, but at the end of the day, you're being a beacon of light and even hope for the people on your pages. And if someone is acting like they hate you, it's because they're hurt or they're confused. So don't take it personally. Don't get offended. Don't get worried if you get attacked. I've been attacked in all kinds of crazy ways, and our team has been attacked, and I know people in the pro-life movement who are attacked all the time. I'm sitting with them right now. Expect the attack, love the person in front of you, speak the truth, don't get personally affected. You know, pray, trust in God, get the support from friends and family, and be out there and get that message out, because people need to hear it, and people are hurting or they're afraid or they're confused if they do attack.
Right. Yes.
I'm Emily. My question is, how does activism on social networks change anything in real life?
Well, one would be just doing the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. There have been probably over 600 children saved because of that event, and a lot of that event is because of Facebook. So I know for a fact that people's lives have changed from stuff like that. I've gotten countless emails from people that said, hey, I read this on your page and I was pregnant and we thought about getting an abortion, but we read this on your Facebook or on your website and we decided to keep our baby. So I know for a fact it's changed a lot of lives. And I know Lila can probably attest to a lot of things, and Jill also, to the letters that we get of people who are thanking us for what we're doing, or that, in fact, I got one just the other day from a girl who said that because of reading the comments on the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity Facebook, she rededicated her life to Christ. She had walked away from God, and now she wants to get back and serve Jesus again. And that's just because of reading those comments on Facebook and seeing the courage of other young people.
And in terms of activism, it changes everything. Everything. We had a prayer at Planned Parenthood when they blocked a public sidewalk, and we invited people to come out. I would have had to work for months to try to get 75 people out there. It was like our first trial, it was 18 months ago, and we had over 175 people come up, most of them through social networking. So it changes everything, and look at other movements, Occupy Wall Street, the Arab Spring, I mean, all of this. And we're only at the very beginning.
Yeah, I would say that we have seen, and it's been again and again, how people in the real world are impacted by what's happening in the online social media world. But I want to say one thing that, and I don't know the young lady who asked that question, if this is your thought behind it at all, but I think that sometimes we can like have these personas online, right? And we can say these things online and be this loving person or this truthful person or this activist online. We have to integrate how we behave in our families, to our friends, in school, with that person online, or entirely with we're not a different person when we're pro-life, or a different person when we're an activist, or a different person on Facebook. We are ourselves. And so in everything we do, we're called to speak the truth, we're called to be loving, we're called to be truthful, and we're called to care. So I think that that's another thing that will help us direct the right communications too when we do it online. Would I do this in real life? Would I say this in real life?
Lila brings a good point out. On my Facebook, my family freaks out over it, but I'm very open and honest, and I find that that really helps. That if this is just for me, and everyone's different. Jill said find your niche, and I think that's important. But for me, I post just about very practical things. I love it when Brian's hanging out with his kids and they're in karate, and I see all that stuff where he loves an In-N-Out burger. I mean, I think it's important, right? You love it. And,
Absolutely.
And it's important for them to see who we are, that we are real people that have lives, that do things, that enjoy concerts, films, love going out, and we're not one-dimensional stick figures, but we're living, breathing people. Okay.
Wait, Pat, I have one last comment that's really important as she asked that about the Facebook activism. Your online activism cannot replace on the street activism. It can only supplement on the street activism. Amen? Just don't think that we're encouraging you to sit behind Facebook all the time. We 1000% encourage you to get out there in front of the abortion clinics and out there doing street activism. That is not, Facebook is not to replace street activism.
Sure, it's to enhance it. Jill, and then the final question. I'm sorry that we have our last question.
A reverse way of looking at that question is to say, what if we don't participate in social media and new media. There's going to be a void, and the other side is going to fill it. And we have to look at this sometimes like what it really is. We're in this huge battle, and the battle that we're talking about right now is done online. And David said in the Psalms, "You have trained my fingers to do battle." And he was talking about, back then, fighting. But God has trained our fingers to do battle online for life in the same way today.
Okay, final question. Well, I'm seeing the stop sign up here for a little while, so we got to get done. Last question.
Okay, hi, my name's Amy Salsa, and I just want a piece of advice because I've been trying to start this pro-life group at my school called Generation of Today, and it just can't get approved, but I mean, I know I'll get it approved, like it has to be. So, I mean, I have like a bunch of atheists and pro-choice friends that are actually willing to go. What would be your advice to, I don't know, like get them thinking, like get them moving, like what would it be really cool, like first talk?
Wow, that's awesome. That's why we had this conference, baby. All right, listen. Make sure survivors and all that, we get a chance to talk with you afterward, because we want to help you, and that's what we want to do. But if we can do, in the old Pentecostal church, they had these things called popcorn testimonies. If we can get a popcorn answer from each one of you quickly about that, and then we'll...
Well, first, obviously, if they're not going to approve you, the very first call you need to make is to the Alliance Defense Fund. And that will be fixed. Or I know, is it Life Legal Defense? Is Allison here?
She is.
So somebody talk to Allison. Where's Allison? Allison, right there. You need to talk to that woman right there, because she will make sure that they're not going to bully you around.
She's an attorney.
She's an attorney, and your son there.
And you can trust her.
I don't know about
That's
that, but
incredible.
if you want someone to come down there and speak or something, I know I'll come, no speaking fee whatsoever. I'd love to come down and help you out. And I'm sure that Lila and them would come down. I can't speak for their speaking fees, but as long as maybe a good meal or something. But I'd love to come down. There's lots of great speakers. You're going to see them all here. Come talk to one of us. We'll come down there. We'll help you out.
We're here to serve you. That's what this conference, we're here to give you those tools to do that.
And I would say there's a few ideas for films you could show that you could discuss afterwards, and you can promote it around campus. So you probably have some ideas, but 180 is one. You could show the undercover films. You could show Ma'afa 21 or part of it. You could show Here's the Blood. You could show a few of the films. I really recommend showing Here's the Blood at some point to show people I challenge you to look. You could create like an event on campus. Do you dare to look, right? Or do you dare see? And then you could show it and say, this is the truth of what's happening if you dare to face it. So there's a lot of different things you can do, and I'm sure a lot of the leaders here have a lot of great ideas for you, but that's awesome. Way to go. It's really wonderful. We're being told to get off the stage, so.
Great job.